And we're going to start with a leaflet video. The title is They Run Like Roaches. This one's nearly an hour long. But, yeah, if any of you are followers of Kirsche, you know that this has been an ongoing saga all this week, tweeting out things like hashtag I stand with Foxu, because it's absolute bullshit what she's having to deal with. Anna Valens, you're a cunt, and you will never be a woman. You're a man in drag. You absolute fucking degenerate. And it is a good thing that you have lost this battle, and I hope that you end up like so many other failed gaming and vice journalists and everyone else in the so-called mainstream media, working at a fucking Waffle House or in fast food, where you are told in no uncertain terms, just put the fries in the bag, bro. Anyway, let's watch the video.
Alright. Let's see what happened.
Problematic Vtuber, they're just calling her that because they disagree with her. It's just like in the so-called mainstream media, how they don't how anytime they call something controversial, that usually is the code word for we disagree with what this person is saying. And yet they have to gaslight, like, you know, it's problematic, or they're saying something very controversial. No, they're fucking not. No, they're fucking not. I hate Rev. Well, then you're not going to like this segment, Gator City, because we're doing some react to a react here, and it's going to involve Rev Says Desu. I happen to like Rev Says Desu. But yeah, if you don't like Rev, you're not going to enjoy this portion.
This drama's been like really fast. It's been like happening the last week. This has been going on with like the
That's the absolute speed of the internet for you.
It's just like the VTuber gate, basically. A bunch of journalists again. It's always fucking journalists, right, guys? Journalists basically going after Kirsche and...
No, you don't hate the media enough. You really don't hate the media enough. They, you know, maybe after the 2024 election, they thought, you know, maybe we should do some introspection. Maybe we should figure out, why does everyone hate us so much? Why does everybody wish bad things upon us? Why does nobody trust us anymore? No, they're just going to keep doing the same old grift that they always have.
I'm gonna spoil it.
Hey, what's up, guys? Right here. So it looks like we're getting a trilogy to this ongoing Kirsche situation. If you want full context behind everything leading up to
this, is like a couple days, yeah.
Previous videos on the subject. However, things have gotten very crazy.
I don't like him because something he was wrong about, he never acknowledged that he was in the wrong, even admitted he just personally hated the person. I don't even know what you're talking about. But he gets more right than he gets wrong, so perhaps we should just focus on that instead of the one thing that he got wrong. And yeah, instead of focusing on that, it's like, let's focus on what he gets right. And he gets a lot right, to his credit.
I just want to... Oops. I just want to apologize. My nose is like absolutely fucking stuffed right now.
You're fine,
I don't know
love.
if you guys can hear it. It's like my entire... like...
I don't know, Chad. I think she sounds exactly the same as she always has, which is adorable and wonderful and delightful. I mean, she's Leaflet. She's just lovely and wonderful and everything good and true. And reflects a lot of qualities that one should seek in a girlfriend or a wife, if I may be so bold. Well, the one time he got wrong was the first time I've seen him, and it was the last because it scared me away. Well, sorry to hear that, but you know what? I will say he gets a lot more right than he does wrong, and behind the avatar is indeed a human being, and as human beings we're all prone to error. We make mistakes. Give him another chance. Who knows, he might even actually grow on you.
It's like stuffed. Everything is stuffed up. Everything in my face is
Poor
like,
girl.
just stuffed.
and her sponsors.
Get her some tissues. Get her some cold medicine.
By various articles and viral tweets trying to slander her, including 3 hit-piece articles produced by Vice. And now, after the effect of those...
Does anyone remember when Vice used to be relevant and used to be kind of a cool and edgy sort of publication? Does anyone remember that? They actually used to do some fairly decent journalism. And then, I don't know, Hollywood, venture capital, people like that got hold of them, and like so many other things they get hold of, they shit it all up. It's the enshittification that they tend to do to try and claw back equity and money for their investors. And they all have the same marching orders of, okay, shit it up. Just go out there, and everything needs to be turned to shit in order to get our money back. So shit it up. And same thing happened to Vice.
Kirsche is now making an official response with the help of this individual. Not sure who they are, but they cosplay this Kirsche.
Whoever they are, I should love to take them out to dinner. And yeah, they even did the Munya. That's fairly decent cosplay, and she's kind of cute too. I'd have 5 children with her, I would.
And delivered the document to their door. This contains a Google Doc that Kirsche has made.
Google Docky! Google Docky!
Request to Vice and threatening possible legal action if they do not follow through on that request. Now, to sum up everything leading up to this video in a very simple way, there's a cancellation campaign targeted.
I'd buy her dinner. I damn sure would buy Kirsche dinner. And only the best, too. I mean, we're talking proper steak dinner with martinis and lobster bisque for the starter. And, you know, only the finest dessert. I mean, we're talking like the fanciest creme brulee, or, you know, maybe like a really, really good chocolate cake or chocolate cream pie. Champagne to go with the with everything. Yeah, Kirsche, you find yourself watching. I got a bit of liquid courage in me, but I would buy you dinner, love, and it would be only the best. I mean, wherever you want to go, Capitol Grill, Roost Chris Steakhouse, you name the place. I don't care whether it's, you know, somewhere else on the East Coast or there in Boston. You name the place. I will buy you the fanciest steak dinner on the entire East Coast of the United States. And yeah, because darling, you're absolutely worth it. You absolute brave soul, speaking your truth and doing so unashamedly and without reservation. Yeah, I mean, it's the least I could do for someone I regard as my Oshi. And let's face it, I mean, anime waifu in so many other senses. Because, yeah, you're worth it. I and so many other people, we absolutely adore you. Just like we adore this this lovely little one over here. The invite extends also to our dear lovely Leaflet here. I'm told she resides in Texas now, so probably has an appreciation for really good quality beef. So yeah, Leaflet, you ever find yourself catching a clip of this? Steak dinner, darling. Martinis for 2. Champagne for 2. Only the fanciest chocolatey what's it for dessert. Lobster bisque as a starter. You and me, love. My treat.
Marketing Kirsche, they're trying to get her deplatformed. They're trying to remove her sponsors.
This would be the collab of the century and of the ages between Leaflet and Kirsche. Kirsche, Leaflet, maybe Kitsunetto, Smugglana, all of these great VTubers who are just unashamed, unafraid truth tellers. People who resonate with the audiences. I think we need to make this happen. I should love to see this happen. Each and every one of them, fantastic content creator in their own right. But I should love to see a collab between this lot. Jade Peppermint, hello. Hello, cutie. Hello, darling. How are you?
Through hit piece articles as well as viral tweets trying to paint her as a white supremacist, racist, Nazi, bigot, all these buzzwords they love to
all the things that they are not.
And unfortunately, this campaign was successful in ending one of her partnerships, and that was with the game Crime Boss.
Yeah, but Kirsche ended up coming out of that smelling like a rose. The same can't really be said for Crime Boss. Because, I mean, they're absolutely getting ratioed over on Steam. Which, by the way, if you're like me and you bought Crime Boss because the Foxu woman was playing it, go and leave them a negative review. Because the people with Crime Boss, they're all cunts.
And
Dude, this game got fucking dumpstered. Like, look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
She was an integral part of growing this game and putting it on the map. And when
she was the only thing that was growing that thing and putting it on the map. What are you talking about, Rev? They owe their continued existence to the Foxu woman. Without her, they'd be nothing. And now they've decided to jettison her over the lies and slander of a bunch of parasitic muckrakers and blood-sucking, well, just parasites. Now look what's happened to them. They're irrelevant. All that money spent on all of these Hollywood celebrities, and they've got nothing to show for it. They've been absolutely destroyed by the only people that were propping that game up. Fuck them all.
That she was removed, her partnership severed as a result of this ridiculous, slanderous cancel campaign. You can see the results. The negative reviews poured in. People are very mad at these developers for really having no spine, and also for welcoming in the modern audience, who, by the way, is now asking for refunds because they think this game is too problematic.
Yeah. The modern audience is not going to buy your shit anyway. So fuck them. They're all cunts. Might as well appeal to real people.
Congratulations, Crime Boss.
They use the phrase candy arse, which is a gay slur. No, it's not. That's a load of bollocks. Whoever this idiot Alt F4 is, they're just trying to find something to be offended about. Well, you know what, Alt F40, you can fuck off. You're a cunt. Go get fucked. And go fuck your mother while you're at it.
Boss, you played yourself.
You got the right audience, right, guys?
Yeah.
It's like,
you got the audience of money and buy your shit anyway.
Here's a calculation I don't get, guys. This isn't... Okay, this is strictly from, like...
Irish? I'm Scottish!
Okay, guys, strictly from a business perspective, okay? So, like, this is gonna sound wrong. This isn't how I feel. This isn't how I think. This is not how I think about things. But say I were a business... Say I were, like, 100%, like, a business person, right? And, like, I'm thinking strictly, like, I gotta do what's best for my business, okay? Who do you want?
Well, I damn sure didn't do that.
Audience? Do you want the people that kind of joke around and they have fun, and like I don't know, they have like actual jobs and like they have money.
Oh,
to,
you're
like,
a good
actually
guy to
spend on
say.
your
You're
game,
good.
and like they're gonna have a great time with their friends and like bring in more people? Or do you want the people that just constantly fucking bitch all the time? They just whine and they bitch like professional.
I don't know. Nobody wants that. They're a pain in the arse. I'll tell them to go get fucked and go fuck their mothers while they're at it. Jesus Christ, fuck the modern audience. All of them a gigantic pain in your ass. Mixed with both and Welsh. Oh, nobody's perfect. No, I'm kidding. We love the Welsh.
Criers, basically. They cry
I'm part
constantly. All you do
Welsh.
is bitch about your game. Any like little thing, they'll nitpick it and they'll get fucking upset because it's offensive.
Ah, fuck them. They're all
And on
cunts.
top of that, they don't even have any money.
Yeah, they're all
It's like, which one
broke
do you
as well. They're not even going to buy your shit. Fuck them all.
Which one do you want? Do you think? Do you think like? What do you guys think? What do you think of the percentage, guys? If you had to like,
I'll tell the modern audience to go get
if you
fucked.
had to like put a percentage, what do you think is the percentage of them that work? Like actually work? It's gotta be
None of them. They're, yeah, 0.1%. Bunch of broke-ass losers. Can't even afford to clothe themselves or feed themselves. Well, when I'm looking at your Discord, I can't see what I can pick roles. Let's see. Redaction roles. That's what you need. Underneath introductions. Reaction roles. That's what you need. It's not there for me. Why is it not there for you? Okay. Make sure that you click on Castle Gates, right-click that, and then collapse all categories. I don't know why it didn't do that. Actually, no. Don't collapse all categories. Just look under Castle Gates. It's there in the first section. Don't know why some of that's not showing up the way it's supposed to. Anyway. Let's keep going. I have only see welcome rules and introductions. I don't know why it's not showing up. It's supposed to be there. I'll just copy the link there and post it. Fixed it. It wasn't checked on a server guide. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad you figured it out. I don't know how half that stuff works on the Discord. I just know that eventually it starts working for people and it's supposed to be there. I don't know. I didn't build most of this. This was people who are no longer a part of the server. I don't either. They change Discord way too much. They really do, and they need to change it back.
In rock bottom. It's got to be lower than like the actual unemployment rate. I guess higher than the
higher
actual unemployment rate.
Now, of course, that's not good enough for a lot of the people involved in this harassment campaign against Kirsche. You can see
I don't understand it. Like again, like even from a business, I don't get it. Like, why would you do this? Like, why would you subject yourself to that audience? I just don't understand it.
It's not even worth it. I don't want the modern audience to watch my streams. I don't want to have anything to do with the so-called modern audience because they're all a bunch of broke-ass losers. They're not gonna subscribe. They're not gonna give bits. They're not really gonna have much to do with me at all. Our philosophies and way of thinking couldn't be further apart. So what would I want to have anything to do with the so-called modern audience? Fuck them. They are useless to me as a content creator. I don't want anything to do with the modern audience. They can go get fucked. I'm looking for people who are engaged, who are actually interested in watching, who are interested in subscribing, who are interested in occasionally tossing bitties at me. I want the engaged P1 demographics. I'm not interested in the modern audience.
Anna Vellin's individual, this is a Vice journalist who's made or been the subject of all 3 hit pieces on Kirsche that have been recently released. And now that...
She is... Actually, it's a he. It's a he masquerading as a she. And not doing a very good job of it either. They auditioned for the Vtuber group. And they got rejected. And they proceeded to try and do a hit piece on that Vtuber group, claiming they were transphobic. Which is a load of bollocks. Just because they reject you because you're a no-talent hack doesn't mean they're transphobic. It just means you're a no-talent hack. And also, this is a load of bollocks too. At no point did Kirsche tell Anna Valens to unalive herself or commit 41%. They're not transphobic. They're just a narcissist who thinks that they are the main character and thinks that everything is somehow a transgender, transphobic thing. That is as annoying and insufferable as homosexuals who think that everything's a gay thing. Or bisexual people who think everything's a bisexual thing. Or, you know, someone who thinks that everything is about sex and fucking.
They had this successful campaign with Crime Boss. Now they're going after other sponsors, mainly gay.
Guys, I heard one of the people that is involved in this tweets like 140 times a day. Or some shit like that.
Yeah. That's one of the V tweeters for whom Kirsche lives rent free in their head. They're really a sad individual who needs to get off the internet and go outside and touch some grass. Dobby is free. And there's a way to fix that. If you got a Prime sub, you can always use it.
Like, that's so crazy. Like, how do you tweet that much? I just don't understand.
Subs, trying to get them.
Well, it's very simple. They probably don't have a job and they don't have any life. They're a loser.
Partnership with Kirsche over misinformation and...
I don't, sadly. I use it on May. Oh, well, fair enough.
Their primary sources, which is largely from Reddit posts and 4chan posts. Yes, words of other people on various websites like that. That's the best they got. But also, there's other people.
Calvix, thank you so much for the Prime, man. Thank you. Thank you for performance. I had no idea Crime Boss existed before Kirsche. The game is aggressively mad, and I only gave it a shot because she vouched for it. I still have never heard of it. And I don't know what that is.
Most people never have.
I've only heard about it now because of this stuff.
At least you get paid a little on me watching ads. That's true. And I've also got Twitch Turbo. I also get paid that way too.
In the VTubing scene, you can see this post that got a lot of attention saying, so much Kirsche hate has been on my timeline recently, and I have to say to that, keep it going, guys. I love to see those racist Nazi Mayo Moon crickets get dragged to filth.
What?
I had no idea that Mayo Moon crickets was supposed to be some sort of anti-white slur. But, yeah, fuck this Nerlina person, whoever the fuck they are. They're a cunt too. Just because you disagree doesn't make you a racist or a Nazi. And I don't even know what the fuck a Mayo Moon cricket's supposed to be. Apparently that's supposed to be an anti-white slur. But yeah, fuck you for saying that.
Man, the anti-racist...
Is this a VTuber?
Apparently, they're supposed to be. They claim they're a VTuber, probably just a V-tweeter.
Anti-racist. Wait, what does this mean? Racist, Nazi, what is that? Don't say it? It's a slur?
Already said it.
That's a really creative slur. I've never heard of that.
It just looks stupid.
See, dude,
That sounds stupid too. And they sound like a blithering idiot for abusing that.
That sounds like...
Don't have turbo money, sadly. I used to have turbo money. I'll have turbo money again soon enough. But, yeah, I can understand that.
Like so anime. Oh, it's an old slur for... Wait, what?
No, it's not an old slur for black people. It's a slur for white people.
Wait. Hold on. It's a what? Hold on.
Yeah, apparently it's supposed to be a slur against white people.
I gotta show you guys something, okay? I gotta show you something.
Well, you got to show us, love.
What that is,
go on.
Because as you can see here, I am the Mother Green Institute's least racist VTuber of 2025 award winner. So I don't even know what that is. I've never heard of that before. Not even one time. Yes, certified, 100% certified, by the Mother Green Institute of anti-racism, least racist VTuber of 2025, award winner, trademark, copyright, donut steal, you know? Yeah, I am like actually the least racist VTuber, confirmed. Yeah, I just want y'all to know that, you know? I mean, so it makes sense. I don't know what that is.
Oh, thank you so much for the subscription for the tier 1 there, Gator.
Is right. Like obviously, like how would I know what that is if I'm the least racist VTuber? It just makes sense.
This is advanced levels of racism, ladies and gentlemen. This person has to pull out a whole thesaurus to try to...
You found your credit card. Well, don't go crazy with it. Don't only do what your budget will permit, of course. I mean, we always have to give out that disclaimer. Don't go mad with it. But if your budget allows, it's always appreciated.
To go after Kirsche.
I'm good. Putting it back at its hiding spot. Very good. Very good. That's a smart decision. My budget allows. Okay. All right then.
While also trying to supposedly combat...
Yeah, the crazy thing about that, and like, I mean, this is something I've been thinking about recently. A lot of it, like, it's so crazy how every single time these people who are...
By the way, welcome in, Rosso. Good to see you. Feel free to hop into the VC if you want to hang out.
Like, these people who are always like, oh, we care so much about people, we want to bash the fash, anti-fascist, anti-Nazi.
Isn't it interesting how those who want to bash the fash, they end up acting the most fascistic themselves. They end up acting like the worst sort of gangsters. There's Rosto. Hello, hello.
Hello. It's been a bit.
It has been a bit. How you been, mate?
It's going. Started some processes, and I'm just waiting on that to roll its course.
Excellent. That's
yeah.
what we love to hear.
Had a nice little lunch with Madre, and I've got some cheesecake out of it.
Hey, what sort of cheesecake?
We do have a classic, and we have a marble, and my personal favorite, strawberry.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Marble cheesecake and strawberry. Eating good tonight, lad. Right, I'll do some screen share for you here. That way you can watch it live as it happens.
Alrighty.
Let's see, where we are. There they are.
Yes.
Okay. Brilliant.
You know, anti-racist. These people, and they're like, oh, we're so nice. We're like such kind people. We have so much empathy, and like the reason why we care about people so much.
Yes, they're so kind, and they love people so much, but they'll punch anyone they disagree with.
Mm-hmm.
These people are always the fucking worst. Like they're literally the worst. It's actually crazy because like I know people who like.
Yeah, if you have to go out of your way to convince people that you're a good person, you're probably not a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Funny how that works.
Mm-hmm. This is why actions speak much louder than words.
Exactly.
Like, I'm gonna be real. I know some people who would like say the N-word. They're actually less racist than these people. Like, because they're just.
That's funny how that works,
right?
isn't it?
They're just kind of fucking around. It's just like friends fucking around, saying like, you know, whatever, like calling each other whatever, just for fun. Like Counter-Strike lobbies, like old Counter-Strike lobby people that I know. They're just fucking around. They're just like, ah, yeah.
I miss old Counter-Strike lobbies. I don't know about anybody else. I miss that. I miss the old style COD lobbies. We need more of the old style Counter-Strike and COD lobbies. We need that back.
Old Counter-Strike. Oh, old Halo lobbies. Those were fun.
Oh, yeah. We just need old game lobbies in general, don't we? You know, before the fun police got a hold of things. Back when people could just call each other the nastiest names in the book, and we all just sort of, you know, let it go at the end of the day, and we all get together and go have drinks.
Pretty much.
I mean, well, those of us who are legal age to drink anyway.
You know, like.
Or had family that allowed you to have liquor.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
You know, they'll be like to me. I can say this because you know, I can say this because it's me. They just be like, you know, like why don't you go bomb Pearl Harbor or something? You know what I mean? It's like, it's just for fun. Like nobody even gives a shit. You know, like, nobody cares.
And they say, I believe Leaflet's Japanese American, so that hence why she gets told to go bomb Pearl Harbor.
Oh my god. What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the old game lobbies for you. That's the old Counter-Strike lobbies. It's like, why don't you just go fucking bomb Pearl Harbor? I mean, or the UK game lobbies where we'd all call each other cunts.
Man.
I mean, you think the Americans are bad. You should hear us Brits. You should hear some of the nasty things the Scottish have to say about fucking everyone.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Try to bomb the harbor. Like nobody cares. Yeah, nobody cares. It's all just fun, right?
Back then we knew it was all. We knew we were all just fucking around. We were just fucking with each other, and it was all in good humor. And then all the fucking Karens and the HR types had to sink their talons into everything. And they killed the fun for everybody.
No, it's just for fun. They're not actually racist. I mean, like you could call it racist that they're fucking around or whatever, right? But these people are actually vile. Like these people are actually vile. Like they actually hate white people, like for real. They use slurs unironically. Like they use them like actually as weapons. Like when they
this lot, the Twitter freaks, you don't even need to get enough drinks in them. They give enough time. They will fulfill the prophecy of the Sam Hyde quote of "Do not forget that these people want you broke, dead, your kids raped and brainwashed, and they think it's funny."
They say a slur, they fucking mean it. They mean it for like the intended like slur purpose. It's not like people use slurs just to fuck around and just you know, again, which kind of makes the slurs have less power because people are just fucking around all the time, right? They use it actually as well.
I mean, isn't that the idea though? Shouldn't we be taking power away from slurs and naughty words and that sort of thing anyway? I thought that was the ultimate goal, to where words don't need to hurt us like they used to. I don't know if anybody remembers that old Star Trek episode. I think it was from the third series, where Abraham Lincoln shows up on the Enterprise, and he refers to Lieutenant Uhura in an antiquated term, and then he realizes, oh shit, I fucked up there, and I called you an antiquated term. So sorry, love. And she's like, well, why should I be offended? This is the 23rd century. We've learned not to assign such great power to mere words. Pyon Lee, thank you for redeeming not first. Also, hello, how are you, darling?
Like, when they say a slur, they fucking mean it. These people, right? And it's actually unreal.
Yeah, they really fucking
and, like,
mean
these
it.
people are the worst. Like, they're literally like they send people death threats. They dox people. They swat people. They try to get you killed.
Yeah, they try to swap
they try
people.
To get you killed. They they're willing to commit terrorist acts and shit.
And all because you dare say something that they disagree with. The cunts of the highest order. Doing well, sir. And you? Doing all right. Half in the bag. Had a couple of margaritas and a couple of mojitos as well. So we're flying a bit loosey goosey here.
It's actually crazy.
Thank you for the hydrate, redeem.
Oh man, some of the things that I've been.
Some of the things you've heard in the Halo lobbies. Stuff of legends,
so,
it is.
So, it's known I'm a mixed kid, so you can already figure out what's been said.
Oh yeah. Well, I can imagine all sorts of variations on calling you a half-breed or something like that.
Yeah, putting it lightly.
Yeah.
I have been called an Uncle Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Been called Whitey McWonder bread, and unfortunately, the Mayo Moon cricket. That is not an old insult.
Tails old as time, that one.
Not a new insult. It is old.
Yeah. Do hope that's water you're hydrating with. It is. Yes, I do have an ice shaker full of water mixed in with a bit of gamer subs. Got a fresh supply of anime girl thigh flavoring that I've mixed up, which is actually orange and cream. And they actually sent me, I posted this in the Castle Rexworth Discord, they actually sent me a sticker of genuine anime girl thighs. I'm still trying to figure out whose thighs these belong to. I don't know if they're an anime girl, if they're a Vtuber's anime girl thighs. I just know that they're lovely, and I should love to have these legs wrapped around me, and doing all sorts of naughty things like.
Nut.
You must be thanking yourself for the meal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, they are absolutely.
Heart in your general direction.
Let's keep going with the video.
It's like every time the people that are like, oh, we're like the nicest people, like, oh, we care so much.
No,
We're
they're
like,
not.
We just care about justice and love. Like, they're the fucking worst.
No, they don't. That's a load of bullocks.
They're consistently the worst. It's like there must be like an actual correlation.
Like
I could
consistently
probably put
bottom
on
of
the
the barrel.
graph that there's like an actual relation between like how virtue signaling and like nice guy that they are with like how evil they are. There's like probably like an actual graph you can make. With
Yes.
Like a nice intersection at the top.
Yes, a nice little intersecting correlation. Almost like, the sort of inverse relation between fuck around and find out. Tell me I don't have perfect timing. You have exquisite timing, Gator City.
Like it's
Oh,
actually
yes.
crazy.
It's the
correlation
Fafo.
is mental
Fafo's
health.
lovely.
Yeah, but they're the good guys. Exactly. They're like, oh fuck it, we're the good guys. Just do whatever we want, right? Like it's dude, every single time, dude. Every single time. Then you have the person who started this, the person who started like this whole thing, basically talking about having like putting what was it, putting women in like fucking fuck camps or something.
Yeah, that's another disturbing thing about this Anna Valens character. He/she/it wanted to put cis women, in other words, women who were born women, into these breeding camps to be forcibly bred by other men and other weirdos like himself. It's pretty fucking sick to hear the way they described it. Yeah, it's fucked up.
Like what the dude? They're like degenerates every single time.
Yeah.
They're fucking degenerates. And
Yeah, it turns out Anna Valens, they're just an absolute sexual degenerate. You know, sir, if I had $1 for every English male VTuber who got naughty on stream, I'd have $4, but not much would happen 4 times to me. Well, you know, you came in at the right time, Pyondi.
I've seen Kuro Inu, and I think they're degenerates. I think they're a little too far. Like, that's crazy.
Racism. Now,
how's that possible? I've watched Kuro Inu and I've watched Yosuga no Sora, and I think that they're degenerates. They're too far for me.
I've no idea
as these
what she's
people
talking
always
about.
say, freedom of speech
How the
does not
fuck is
mean
that
freedom
possible?
from consequences, and that's what happened here. They would lose their ambassador position with Advanced GG. And you can see they're quoting people making fun of them, saying, "Can you people read? I don't care that deeply. Let it go." And people are clowning on this, of course, because clearly someone who constantly says over and over again, "I don't care,"
Holy
clearly care a
crap.
lot.
Yeah, you
Here's what I
probably
think they
care a
about.
lot.
I think
Like,
they-
oh, I don't care. I don't care that deep. It's not that deep. No, it really is that deep. It obviously bothers you so badly. You know, maybe if you stopped referring to white people as Mayo Moon crickets all the time, this wouldn't have happened to you.
care about being made fun of.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they care about. They don't care about losing the.
Yeah, you just don't like being
Hold on.
clowned on,
Wait,
even
wait,
though
wait,
you
wait.
totally deserve it.
They were an ambassador? For
Apparently
what?
so. They'll give an ambassadorship to anyone these days if you're with Advanced GG. Which is why I've always tended to prefer gamer subs over Advanced. Just because the people who are running Advanced, their politics are shite.
Advanced GG partnership or ambassador position.
I mean, I can't say too much bad about Advanced GG. I mean, they make a decent product. And Rev here has got an affiliation with Advanced. And he's been doing absolute gangbuster good business with Advanced. So good for him. But mainly just good for him. Not so much for Advanced. I think personally he can do better. He should go with gamer subs. But you know, that's just me. You have to take the opportunities where you can get it. I mean, I've got the affiliation with an entirely different company called Dubby, which, you know, there's a thing there in chat. Use the code Lord Rexworth at checkout for 10% off your order. You know, Gamer Subs is not the only one who's got an orange and cream flavor. Dubby's got one. It's also really good. They've got bigger tubs too. That's one thing I noticed about them. They got the bigger tubs. So if you want a little bit bigger volume, maybe go with Dubby instead of Gamer Subs. But anyways, there's the link there in the chat. Code Lord Rexworth at checkout, 10% off your order.
That much because
Oh.
let's be real. This is not shaming small content creators. I was a small content creator myself.
We all had to
But
start
this person has
somewhere.
like 6 YouTube videos, and their last stream was like 6 months ago. I don't think they were making a substantial amount of money from. the
Yeah,
ambassador
no, they're
position.
half-arsing it. So whoever the fuck this Narlina person is, yeah. Heart's obviously not into it, or whatever that excuse
It was
is.
not some major
Right.
financial blow, so I think that's why they're so okay with what happened. However, while they were getting dunked on, they started to get a little spicy in the replies to that previous post saying this.
Oh
I
no, they just learned that Rev is sponsored by Advance. No, someone they disagree with is sponsored by Advance. Thank God they dropped me, bro. Holy shit, didn't know they were working with that stinker. Oh no, they called him a stinker. Real sick burn there.
Learned Rev is sponsored by Advance.
Oh no,
Thank
not
God
Rev.
they dropped
Oh
the
no,
old
not
ass
Rev.
stinker.
Anyone but
They were
Rev.
Stinker. Well, anyways, ladies and
this is
gentlemen.
code.
Yeah, oh no. Anyway, use code REV30 for 30% off at Advanced GG.
Cinema.
off your total advanced
Kino,
GG.
baby,
Use
it's
that
Kino.
link in the pinned comment and make sure to use that code.
Guys,
Cinema.
if you guys,
Yeah.
if you want
what you got,
some of
love?
this stuff, you
Yeah.
gotta use code Rev now. Like
Yes,
that was
Rev30,
that was
30% off your order.
If you drink that stuff, you gotta use code Rev30 now. Guys.
Yes,
You
please.
Checkout to save 30%.
Support a dear
It's
lovely
valid
Rev
until
here.
the 16th, so make
He's
sure
a
to take
good
advantage of
lad.
it while you still can.
And also, we love the missus too. We love Mrs. Rev, darling Straub. Absolute delight, that one.
Can.
Hey, what's up, Ice Lightning? How's it
Let me
going?
talk about Advanced GG. What a great time to try it out or to restock with this code. So you can see we have this line of fan favorite.
Oh, yeah,
flavors.
yeah, yeah. He's got his own flavours with Advanced, doesn't he? Blueberry Sparkle and Rocket Pop. Tell you, I had a Rocket Pop at an ice cream stand years ago. It was good stuff. Very refreshing on a hot summer's day.
Including some
And if the tub art here is to be believed, the Blueberry Sparkle looks like they've done sort of a send up on a Ramune flavor, which personally I love Ramune flavored anything. I don't know if anybody did. Rosso, have you ever had the little candies, little Japanese candies that are the Ramune flavor? You know what I'm talking about? I think he might have. Rosso might have stepped away here for a moment. Anyways, Carter09842, thank you for the follow. You take requests? Not really. I just sort of do a bit of show prep beforehand and got a couple of tabs of videos I want to get to.
some of my personal jars, like my Rev Rocket Pop, which is definitely a fan favorite. People love this flavor. You can
Nice.
see these are energy flavor. There's multiple types you can get. You can get hydration, focus, or energy. I personally like energy the best because it gives you the benefits of alternatives without the crash or jitters you get from stuff like energy drinks or
Yeah.
workout. You can scroll through.
Yeah, don't. Those of you who are drinking the Red Bulls and the Monsters and everything like that, those just make you crash. Whereas with something like Advanced, even with Gamer Subs or Dubby, you get hours of energy and no crash. It's nice, easy trail off like that.
There's endless.
Yeah, I don't drink this stuff. I'm not an energy drinker. I'm like a tea exclusive person, so.
flavors for you to try.
I'm also a tea drinker. Great minds think alike. I knew there was something I loved about Leaflet. I should very much love to have a spot of tea with her sometime. That would be heavenly. Her and us, her and me, sitting out on a veranda somewhere, enjoying a nice cuppa together, taking in nature and the relaxing sounds of birds singing, and just maybe watching a sunrise or sunset together or whatever. Water not an option. Well, I mean, water's good and all, but I mean, let's just face it, I'm a bit of a caffeine addict, aren't I? I need some caffeine. And for me, the best sources have been supplements to add to water, like Advanced or Gamer Subs or Dubby, or caffeinated tea. I'm not really much of a coffee drinker because coffee tends to upset my stomach, just because of the high acid content in coffee. But yeah, that's one of the things I've always liked about Advanced Energy or Gamer Subs or Dubby, is that great way to stay hydrated, but also to stay energized.
blue raz slush, cotton candy, dream team punch, which
I mean, I suppose one way to keep yourself awake is to consume copious amounts of water, and then all of a sudden have this urge to need to piss like a racehorse, and I don't know, hold it in or something. I mean, that will keep you awake because you don't want to fall asleep and all of a sudden piss yourself. But you know, there's there's better ways of going about it, isn't there?
highly recommend lemon lime, also lemonade, and they just restocked on the Magic Rainbow Sherbet, which is one of my personal favorites. So
that is actually a really good
I haven't
flavor.
had a single one that isn't delicious.
Birthday cake is another
You
one.
know what? Might be soon. Might be soon.
I do prefer the mango dragon fruit, but
I'm
that's me.
talking to somebody about it, but I want to try it first. Because
But
I'm like
I've
the
also
kind of
had
person
mango
where, like,
dragon
if-
fruit
if
sangria.
I am gonna do
Oh.
like an actual like,
Yeah.
like sponsorship thing. Like I want to try it first and like make sure I can like recommend it, right? Because like I don't want to recommend shit like that I wouldn't like. So
Yeah,
I'm
try
gonna
it first
order some
before.
first and try it, and then if I'm like, oh, this is pretty good, then I'll pursue like going forward. Yeah.
Top of that, if you want to have a shaker to make it with, check out this little category right here. And you can see there's a more affordable option.
Oh yeah,
Plastic
got the ice
shaker
shaker
featuring me
there.
and my wife, Darling Straub, and our Vtuber models. We also have the ice shaker here, which is made to keep your drinks cold.
These are really good, by the way. These ice shakers. I've got one that I've got the anime girl thigh mixed in, limited edition false ID version, and it really does the job. I mean, it will keep your liquids cool for most of the day, which is more than can be said for a lot of other containers out there that I've used before to try and keep water chilled. The ice shaker actually does a proper job, so can confirm it's good. Get. I mean, you can see the price there: $44.99, 26 ounces. It's worth every penny. You got to hand wash it. I think the top bit though might be dishwasher safe, but the actual metal ice shaker itself, you do have to hand wash it, but totally worth it. It's worth every penny. I mean, it keeps liquids cool, probably on the level of what you would expect with like well, definitely better than one of those Stanley cups. Better even than one of the Arctics or the what's the other one? The Yetis. You know, everyone was going nuts a few years back over the Yeti cups. This does just as good a job, if not better.
All day long, and it's also very durable. You can see the smug face on this art. I mean, can't it get any better than that? Here's some other options for you guys to look at. As
Those are
always,
nice, actually.
I
Those are
greatly
nice.
appreciate
Yeah, they are.
Advanced GG. They've been an incredible company to work with for about 2 years now, and it's been a big fan favorite with you guys. And using this link in the pinned comment and Rev30 to get 30% off your order greatly helps out me and this channel, and also makes the worst people see.
Yes.
That is a win-win, ladies and gentlemen. Check
Cope
out
and
that
see
comment,
the
help
arseholes.
support the channel, and yeah, that is it for the spiel. And of course, you can see right here that Kirsche would respond to this series of tweets when she's referred to as a Mayo moon cricket, and she would say, "Actually, I'm a fox."
Yeah, she's
Also,
a
let me
she's
make
a
it clear
foxoo.
that people are saying this about Kirsche. I'm sure they're going to say it about me. If someone wants to talk on social media, I think anyone should be able to talk about them. Just because they're a small channel doesn't mean I'm stripped of my freedom of speech. I can respond to people, especially when they're directly talking about you. They're
Yeah.
starting the fight, so they better
Yeah, it's fair game, I think.
expect someone to respond when they're called out like that. But anyways, let's return to Kirsche here, that original post
Yeah.
we started off with earlier in the video. You can see
Yeah,
her
with
tagging
a really hot girlfriend here, posting something there at the offices of Vice.
like some kind of secret middle of the night ballot drop. I left a little something for you. I made sure it's on par with your company's journalistic quality, so you'll take it seriously. And let's play this video, by the way.
Yeah, a friend there was saying Munya, which if you've watched Kirsche's streams, you know that's one of her catchphrases there, Munya.
Amazing stuff as always here.
Man.
But of course, let's get into the Google Doc. And
Google Docky!
a very concerted
so
effort to
cute.
make this
Very cute.
an elaborate
She put a lot of thought into this one.
post while also seriously addressing the issue. So she begins by addressing Vice's waypoint, which is, I guess, Vice's attempt to revitalize that platform here. But you can see she says an open letter from Kirsche. Hey Vice, what the F? I'm Kirsche, a VTuber, which means I stream with a digital avatar that looks like this.
Last name is pronounced Verstel. And then the Google Docky is at the timeline. No, this is one everyone has seen by now. By the way, welcome in, Megalum. How was your stream? How was the rest of Grey Zone Warfare? I know you were kicking ass and taking names with your collab there, and doing a bloody good job of it too. But yes, for those of you who are just getting caught up, maybe you've never seen her streams before. This here is our dear lovely Foxu girl. This is Kirsche Verstel, and we love and adore her. Especially me. I would marry this woman. I really would. It would be an honor to be her husbando. Quite grey. Killing the zone is quite fun. I can imagine. Yeah, they've got new weather controls now for Grey Zone Warfare, which makes the weather quite grey and foggy and rainy and miserable, which one would expect in a war zone.
This down
Huge
here, she
tits.
says you can catch me on these various platforms.
Yes, yeah, Kirsche, especially a model, has got very big boinga boinga. Yes. Jungle, but British, yes. But imperialism. An empire.
She gets lots of support and then says, I'm not a Nazi, they walk funny, did too much meth, and didn't like to laugh, and they probably would hate
Yeah,
me
so
most
rather humorless lot the Jedis were back in the war.
And so how come you keep calling me one? And then she says Vice used to be a very respected outlet. I agree with that. They used to be a very
Dude,
respected outlet.
I love
Yeah.
old Vice video.
Yeah, kind of like what Gorka aspired to be before, he decided to step into the ring, brother! Love the Foxu. Stand with the Foxu. Munya. Yes. Hashtag I stand with Foxu.
It was like the old Vice interviews, like
Yeah.
investigative stuff.
You did a whole issue dedicated to people who are mentally ill. You sent fucking Dennis Rodman to North Korea. Oh, so they were the ones who did that. I always wondered, who set that up? They even used to call out the mainstream media for not getting YouTube.
Was really good back then.
And one that I enjoyed
Back in the
personally.
day.
But they say
Yeah, back in the day.
About a month ago, Waypoint, which is one of your verticals, a quasi-independent outlet, a failed gaming news site that you are trying to revive, something most people don't even know exists. Either way,
Yeah,
it started
pretty
publishing
much.
articles about me saying I'm a bigot, I'm a Nazi simp, and I'm responsible for all sorts of online harassment. It's completely
Spoiler, she's not. Yeah,
untrue,
it's
of
completely
course,
untrue.
But also, why me? Why now? I'm an anime fox woman. What could a once respectable news org want with me? It's 2018 all over again. Is Vice the PC police for VTubers? So again,
Apparently so.
again, Vice, what the F? Okay, let
Yeah,
me
what
break
the
down.
actual fuck?
I know I've covered.
Can you imagine being like the lawyer for Vice and having to read this?
Read this with this particular stationery that she printed it all out on. It's almost like those lines from Legally Blonde. It's like, wait, it's pink. And it's scented. What the fuck?
It'd be like your job. Your job is to read this, and you just be like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, what is actually
What is-
fucking
what
going
is
on
happening?
here?
This in the past couple of streams, but Vice isn't a subscriber yet. Maybe if I tangent about their Colombian donkey, oh my lord,
God.
video.
I saw that video. I know
Colombian
exactly what
donkey
video she's talking
fucking.
about. I saw it. They do it. They did do a piece. They did a piece about people that fuck donkeys. and I did watch it.
Why?
I was like, what the hell? I was like, I
It's-
saw it on Vice. I was
no.
like, what the hell? And so like,
What the
It was
hell?
a documentary. There's a documentary about people that fuck donkeys, and then there was like a little part about it, like where it like followed through with this guy. That was
Jeez, and here I was thinking that was just something confined to certain corners of the Middle East. Fucking hell.
gonna fuck a donkey, and like they talked to him like before and after, basically.
a few more times they'll come around. I'm sure they won't, unfortunately.
No, they're
So
not.
here they
They're
begin
not
with the
gonna come
first
around.
article. This is the headline saying, Why is
this Gamersup's VTuber pushing the great replacement theory? Maybe because there's something to that whole great replacement theory? I mean, especially if the past decade or so has been any indicator?
this
I don't know what country it was. It was somewhere. It was somewhere in Latin America for sure.
Gamersup's VTuber pushing the great replacement theory? And as she says, not to brag or anything, I have over 184,000 fans. You're accusing me of bigotry
Huge.
because one of my fans is a supposed
One fan out of 184,000 is a supposed, alleged sympathizer and fan of the Austrian painter. And we're going to go ape shit over that. Yeah, again, that's like saying McDonald's supports communism because Kim Jong-un happens to like Big Macs.
That's like saying McDonald's supports communism because Kim Jong-un likes Big Macs.
Wait, it doesn't?
And what she's referring to is a post where someone bought her merch, and in that post that they shared with her merch in the shot, there was also some, what people claim are Nazi symbols. And now they're trying to say, because of that, she is supporting X, Y, and Z. It is an incredible reach, and they're trying everything in their power to basically
such
lambaste her
horseshit.
over that.
Uh-huh.
Now, of course, we can't really get into these articles without talking about its author, at least the author of the first two, Anna Valence. You saw her earlier. She's been tagging these sponsors.
Yes, the wannabe washed-up failure who wanted to be a VTuber but couldn't quite hack it and couldn't even get into a proper VTubing group or even make it as an independent content creator, and so decided to go write hit pieces about more successful VTubers for Vice, hoping that if she shit on enough other VTubers that would somehow propel her to the him to the heights of stardom.
Sponsors Kirsche works with relentlessly on social media, and she is someone.
I'm glad that none of these people know about my my interest in like World War II, like paraphernalia, like collectibles and historical items.
Not like they're going to watch this video, so they continue to not know.
They don't know about that.
Yeah.
Who is a massive hypocrite, and her credibility is
Leaflet likes to collect a lot of guns and wartime memorabilia.
none, as I will show right now. So recently,
I'm always tempted, man. Every time I go to a gun show, they always have the like stuff, like a shovel, like a trench shovel. And I'm like, wow, that looks really cool.
Hard to believe this dear lovely girl is from California. She sounds like a thorough Texan, through and through. I'm back. Welcome back, Pion Lee. These VTubers want you in their lewd game. You might want to pass. It's Anna Valens. Salty because she couldn't get into VLure. Like, LewdTuber agency VLure set to bring on his Gen 2 talent. You could even be in a lewd video game, but you might not want to join. Spoken like someone who couldn't quite hack it. As a VTuber. You know, maybe if you could come up with something a bit less cringe and awkward besides, you know, fart fetishes and all these other things that just don't really sound all that appealing to people who like lewd tubing. I don't see how they're hating from outside the club. They can't even get in. No, they can't. Again, Anna Valens, no talent hack, not really a woman, never going to be a woman, and that just, you can tell it just eats away at them.
Yeah, one time I saw one of the hats. You know the hats I'm talking about, and I was kind of like, wow, that hat looks really cool. And I was like, I kind of wanted it, just like to display it with like a bunch of other World War II shit.
she started
I bet she found some helmets that were worn by the Jedis during the war. Want them as trophies. Can't really blame them.
working with Vice. And one of her first articles was this:
They got,
these
like,
VTubers
boots.
want you in their
They
loot
got
game.
like boots and like medals and like helmets and stuff like that. They look so cool.
Called
You
it.
might want to pass. And in this case,
No, not just the Nazi hat, but just like all sorts of like different stuff. You know, like I think it'd be really cool. I don't know. I like the World War II era stuff. Like even not just specifically Nazi stuff, but like stuff from like all of the different like all of the
Everybody on all sides had some of the best drip. The Americans, the British, even to a certain extent the Jedis. Credit where credit's due. I mean, one of my favourite watches that I wear to this day, inspired by field watches, worn by the British Army, manufactured by Smiths. Modern day version is reissued by Christopher Ward and is now standard issue for the British Army. Yeah, exactly. The Jedis had drip, the Americans had swag, and the Brits had class. Pure class. Well said, Megalum.
the different like factions of like World War II, like just the different like military like supplies that they gave them, like the cups that they had, and like the like the shovel, for example, like I was talking about earlier. I just think.
Oh,
it's really
fuck
cool.
yeah, the
It's like a
shovels,
piece of
man.
history, like,
Little convertible
like, just, like,
shovels.
really crazy thing happened in history, and then like you have like a piece of it in your house, and like that's like really crazy to me. Like the idea that you could,
We're
Yeah.
talking about the Vtuber agency Vlore, right? They make two major claims. They said that their hiring process is transphobic, with the biggest reach you will ever see in your life.
What, transphobic just because Anna Valens didn't get accepted into VLO? Oh, poor Anna Valens. Maybe if you didn't suck so badly, you would have gotten in. But you know something, there's always the independent route like the rest of us. So quit your bitching and get to content creation. You lazy, no-talent hack. By the way, thank you for flying the Union Jack there, Pionly. God bless you.
But relevant to what I'm talking about here is
is
they
that
call
weird?
out one of the
Is that weird, chat? That like I find that interesting, and like that's like something like I would want. Is that weird? Just like little like trinkets and stuff. I'm like,
No, it's not weird.
talents
Just makes
who
you a
is
fan of history.
VTuber who obviously does
Which
lewd
also makes you rather cool and kind of based and, sort of girl you want to take on a date to a history museum. Leaflet seems like the sort of girl you could take on a date to a history museum and they wouldn't be bored by everything. They'd actually be quite fascinated by it all. Which personally only makes her more attractive in my eyes when they take an interest in that sort of thing.
History and knowledge is power.
Exactly.
It's also highly attractive.
Yes. So attractive I would have 25 children with her.
activities with this
25
company
good
since they're a
son.
Vtuber agency. And Anna Valens says
Quite
that
a
is
number.
problematic, that it's promoting pedophilia and that this content caters to predators, all predicated on the concept that they support that clearly says fiction affects reality. That's how they're jumping to this conclusion, saying fiction affects reality.
Wait,
That
what?
is the standard. But
Aw.
relevant to what I'm talking about here is they call out one of the talents who is a lolly VTuber who obviously does lewd activities with this company since they're a lewd tuber agency. And Anna Valens says
Who
that
cares?
is problematic, that it's promoting pedophilia and that
Who the
this
fuck
content
cares?
caters to predators, all predicated
Wait, what?
on the concept that they support that clearly says fiction affects reality. That's how they're jumping to this conclusion, saying fiction affects reality. That is the standard they are using onto other
No.
people
Ew.
to make wild accusations against them. And just like
Fiction
everyone
affects
else who makes
reality.
that statement, they're a massive hypocrite.
Dude, these
on
people
this.
are psycho. That they equate like a freaking like anime character. Like if a person like watches like anime, and they're like, oh yeah, like that character's my waifu, like, and then people go fucking insane, like they're abusing like a child or something. It's so weird. Like, how do you not? How are you like unable to like disconnect reality from fantasy? It's so weird.
Subject of fiction.
Because Anna Valens is a fucking psychopath. I mean, they're obviously unhinged enough to think that they're a woman when they were born a man. So, I mean, there's your first fucking clue there.
Reality or not. They make that claim while also consuming very similar content themselves.
Nice.
Reposts and interactions they've had with all kinds of art featuring characters from Lolicon series, characters that are...
Oh, what? Imagine my shock. Someone who goes on a crusade against lolicons ends up having a lot of lolicon imagery reposted on the timeline on their Twitter. Imagine my shock.
Underage characters that are lollies.
These people
absolute fucking hypocrite.
Do you remember how I told you guys about like the people like at church, like not like the bad people at church that are always like trying to be like holier than thou to other people, but they're like actually the worst.
Yeah.
They're like the first person to like throw a rock at you, not literally, but like, you know, metaphorically. They're the first people to like throw a rock.
Yeah, the first people that throw stones. Me personally, I'd be the last person to throw stones because at least I know I'm a bad person.
Bad that you did. But they're like actually the worst. Like they routinely do like worse stuff, basically. Yeah,
and
every fucking time.
All of the above. So they consume and interact with that stuff themselves that they're using to chastise others, while also being a very vocal, long-time customer.
Oh no!
Appreciates the support at Faku, especially as a long-time customer. I've no idea what Faku is, but I know it can't be good.
Wow, they're a massive hypocrite.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Just went to theirsville and brought back t-shirts from the trip, yeah.
Oh dear.
Fuck's sake.
How is your level of self-awareness like this bad? How is this possible? How is this
some
possible?
Some of the people I've met are like this.
Yeah, some people, their pride and their ego is just so overinflated that they are left with no self-awareness whatsoever.
Of Faku,
and denial's a powerful drug, but
damn.
It's always projection. Every time.
So they don't go after this
well, I mean, it's like what the Orthodox day. The social justice warrior types, they always lie, they always double down, and they always project. We never got that third book out of him. We got the first two about SJWs always lie and SJWs always double down. Never really got an SJWs always project book out of him. Needs to work on that.
It's always projection every single time. Oh my god. This is...
Now that most of them aren't in power anymore.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
How do you get...
Sort of post-mortem.
Like this?
Company that they support, but they use that same thread of logic to...
Phalanx, welcome in. When you lose one or some of your senses, others increase to compensate. Humor's lost and entitlement is increased. Accurate. Yes, that is quite accurate.
Another company, in this case Violor, and make wild accusations against them. That's obviously very hypocritical. On top of that, this voice clip has made the rounds. I'm not gonna play it because I've heard it once and I've heard it too many times.
Yeah, we don't need to visit that on anyone else.
Wow.
Uploading back in 2020, so this is going on about 5 years ago. Disturbing R-word fantasy audio describing cis girl breeding facilities. And not the sort of voluntary breeding facilities either. We're talking about forcible breeding facilities, because apparently that's what Anna Valens sees cis women as only good for is being forcibly bred by him and other sick fucks like himself.
At that point, you can listen to it for yourself, or you can watch other people reacted to it, including Asmongold, God bless his soul, going through that. But here we have Anna Vellens sharing a fantasy of theirs, where, to sum it up, it's some reality where trans people have subjugated biological women and have now forced them into breeding facilities.
But yes, please tell me how transgenderism is not some sort of mental disorder. Please continue to tell me how this is perfectly acceptable behavior by normal people, and how they're not suffering from any sort of mental dysphoria or anything like that. This is totally normal behavior, don't you know?
And now the trans people routinely R-word them, and
you know what? Whatever. I'm not even.
It's best not to question
I'm
it.
not even gonna get
It's best not to question it, and just to then understand that in more stable and sane times, we would just take people like Anna Vellens, and we would put them in straitjackets and lock them up in padded rooms and keep them drugged up on copious amounts of tranquilizers and never let them out into the public ever again.
Yeah.
Aiden, welcome in. You. Hey, you. Yeah, you with the cracked aim. You like staying up all night grinding raids, missions, and ranked queues. You like flavor that hits harder than a flashbang. Try gamer subs. Fuel up with the Bunny Bedex brew, made for operators who never log off, or chill with a hot gamer tea between firefights. And if you're a military or veteran, stand by for 10% discount, because service deserves support. Drink smart, fight hard, stay sharp. Yeah, mods, can we please ban this? But no, I'm kidding. that was really good, Aiden. Thank you. Tea time. It's always tea time. What are you talking about? It's always tea time.
Speaking of tea.
Yeah, tea time. That's like asking, is it a waking hour?
They're fantasizing about. Again, this person says
just finished Expedition
33,
33,
and you should be judged.
Hell yeah.
So based on your interests. Obviously, very
I think this is a
hypocritical
game you would
again.
like, Rex.
On top
Oh, which one's that?
Expedition 33.
Oh,
Hands down, think this is a game that you would enjoy immensely.
I might. I've seen some video of it. I mean, it looks interesting. It almost looks like something if you like Baldur's Gate or some of the Dark Souls games. The fighting system seems a lot like that.
So basically, take the Persona fighting style.
Oh.
Put it into Oblivion.
Okay.
And add the counter and dodge mechanics of Dark Souls into a turn-based game.
Interesting.
And it's French. Like, actually well done French.
Okay, we'll try not to hold that against them, but all right.
It's the story, the voice acting, everything with it is oddly nice. The soundtrack is one of the best I have heard since I've been gaming. That is hands down one of the top 10.
I do love a good soundtrack. I'll have to wait for this one to go on sale, but I mean, it does look like it's fun.
Do you have Xbox Game Pass?
No.
Damn. It is free for anyone who has Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah. PC gang supremacy over here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you can get Xbox, you can get the Game Pass on PC, and just
yeah. Cash is a bit tight at the moment, so I've got to wait for it to go on sale. Yeah.
That's
anyway,
fair.
made a 0.3 messages back. Have you tried the gamer teas? They're really nice. I have had Kaho Shibuya's tea flavoring of gamer subs before, and that is really good. It's a good flavor. It actually does taste like a proper iced tea or something.
On top of that, they have routinely.
You guys remember when these people like always bitch about The Handmaid's Tale? And it's like they literally want The Handmaid's Tale. That's actually so fucking crazy.
Yeah, they need that fantasy of The Handmaid's Tale, otherwise their life would be just devoid of all meaning. Anyone told you have a really nice voice could be on the radio? Well, I spent 10 years in radio, actually. Unfortunately, who listens to radio anymore? And that's why I got out of it. Just because nobody really listens anymore.
There's a funny thing about that just happened recently in my area.
Oh?
We unfortunately got to find out that the radio shows that we used to have, all the people that were on it are being, they're actually getting replaced with AI, like confirmed, no BS.
Somehow
And
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's because of how things are. They didn't have the protections with their voices, so they literally cannot do anything about it.
Yeah, no. That doesn't surprise me in the least. Most of the companies that own American radio stations, they would gladly fuck over their own talents just to save a buck or two. And, yeah. Probably the worst thing that ever happened was to allow companies like Cumulus Media to come in and scoop up copious amounts of radio stations and implement their business model writ large to where they took their on-air talents and tried to cut their pay by 75-80% and refused to pay board ops or anyone in support role anything above minimum wage. I mean, you can go flip hamburgers at a fast food restaurant for more money than that.
Yeah, it's just...
It's pathetic. And now they basically are saying, yeah, you know what? Let's just do Nero-sama, which, no offense to Nero-sama or to Vettel, but let's just do that for everything regarding on-air talent and news readers and everything else for radio stations in major markets across country. Why is there a talking magician pony in my ad? I have no idea. Yeah, but anyways, Aiden, to answer your question, yeah, I spent about 10 years in radio broadcasting and got out of it just because there was no money to be made in it, and because, yeah, they're just going to make AI do everything. Not only that, I've got more creative freedom now as a Vtuber, and really so much of this is not too far removed from radio broadcasting. We're just adding a visual element to it. In other words, television, to the whole thing. And so, yeah, here you have it.
It's actually unreal. It's amazing, actually.
Expressed interest in age play audios, in producing them.
That is absolutely sick.
What that is, that's when one or multiple people in a group, their role playing is an age that they're not, and take a good guess as to what ages they're typically role playing as. And then
there's a reason shit like that was banned, and I think it still is banned in places like VR Chat, Second Life, those sorts of virtual environments where if you get caught doing that stuff, it's like an automatic ban, because it's not okay. This is sick. This is sick. All of this.
Doubled down on that claim in 2024 and said at first, professionally speaking, it was a bit of a no-go for them. But then they said...
Oh, only a bit of a no-go. for Anna Valens. Only a bit. Not entirely a no-go. Not a no-go for the most part. No, it's just a bit of a no-go.
I don't have much writing up on age play, but I'm very supportive of it, having been in a mommy-daughter dynamic that was extremely fulfilling for them, and they feel like age play can be an important and healing form of play for many adults and should be destigmatized.
Yeah, you know what would be even more important healing? Get some help. Get some help, Anna Valens. Get some professional help. Because this is sick what you're talking about. This is a sign of a very sick and warped mind.
Extremely.
Which, no wonder they did all these hit pieces on Kirsche and on Vtuber and everywhere, and all these other things having to do with VTubing. This is a very sick individual. If they're talking about this sort of thing so openly. I would not be surprised if we dig deep enough to find that somewhere in Anna Valens' childhood some sort of sexual abuse was going on, which would explain a lot of things.
Hot take, I don't give a fuck about this shit, honestly. Whatever you want to do with like another adult, you want to like, I don't know, pretend that you're whatever, you want to pretend like you're fucking Pikachu, fucking Squirtle, I don't care. I literally don't care. Like, I don't think any of this matters.
I mean, most
If it's
people
between,
don't.
Like, two consenting adults and like no actual kids are involved, I don't really give a shit, honestly. It's whatever.
I show these
But
things
it is the sign
for
of a
one
warped
reason.
mind.
Some people say just because they have these interests, they should be immediately
But being a
discredited.
hypocrite,
I
true. That's true.
show this because it shows that they're a hypocrite.
I want to pretend to be a donkey.
Be trusted. They
Who
said
says
because-
Yosuga no Sora theme plays? Nah. But like,
Yosuga no
Neon
Sora.
and level 5 Keiichi, different story.
As you consume this anime stuff,
I'm okay with that.
you are a predator, and that's what you're appealing to with your lolly VTuber model. While they also have these fantasies of the R word, of
The baseball bat too. The baseball bat needs to be involved.
age play, of these other things
we
just
just need to get
involving
a-
anime
you know.
itself. But now we're going to move on to
I too
one of the
stand
more
with
egregious
Lucille.
things that needs to
That'll learn him good.
Yeah.
be brought up as well. This article they made in 2020.
Oh, yes, we can't forget about how Anna Valens played Fall Guys with a sex toy jammed up the bum, vibrating every time they ran into something or another player. I think possibly there may have been minors involved in some of the rounds of Fall Guys that they were playing. Yeah.
This article is
I need a drink
disgusting
after that.
for reasons I'm going to explain.
Yeah.
So Anna, in their
You can see why I pre-gamed with a couple of margaritas and a couple of mojitos before this.
infinite
I'm just making it.
So yeah, you say
Just making
margaritas.
a-
I'm probably gonna go get me some blueberry margarita mix, like in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Making a Higurashi joke, but you know what?
Fuck.
idea
Whatever.
to rig an adult toy on themselves and have it so when they're playing Fall Guys.
This is the sort of person that has decided they're going to go on a cancel campaign against Kirsche Verstal. Today's topics are sending me to the mental health hospital. I mean, Pyun Lee, you're the sane one here. Let me just reassure you, you are the sane one here. It's Anna Valens who's the mad one. They're the crazy one. They're the one that need to go to the mental health hospital. I mean, it takes a certain sort of fucked up and crazy person to think, oh yeah, Fall Guys, here's an idea. Let me jam a sex toy up my bum and have it vibrate every time something or someone runs into me while I'm playing Fall Guys. And hey, if they happen to be underaged, you know, oh well.
Guys. If they bumped into another character, it would trigger the toy.
That's so fucking weird. What the hell?
Yes.
What is this?
That Anna Valens is a very fucked up individual. I mean, what will possess you to think that this is somehow a good idea or something that normal people would do? Yeah, crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, a rubber room, with rats. The rats made me crazy.
Crazy.
So, yes, I understand this is a video game.
Yeah, what the
right?
actual fuck?
It's interactions with other players, but there's no consent here. They're getting gratification through this game involving players who don't know that it's happening. They're not consenting.
Okay, the tech behind
to
it
what's
is nice. I
happening.
will
That's
I will
what makes
fully
this
admit the
very
tech
disturbing,
behind
what
it
makes it
has applications, but doing it this way, hard no.
Yeah, no. Credit where credit's due. It's clever tech, but it's still fucked up. To be fair, toy rigged up for force feedback is a neat feat of tech. Yes, on that much we will agree. But the application here, that's fucked up.
even more disturbing is that Fall Guys is a game heavily played by children. So I don't understand on what planet they thought this was a good idea. This is a very disturbing thing that they produced back.
This is the product of a warped mind. A very warped mind.
I wonder if that was the point. You know, like I wonder if that was the point.
Probably. Wouldn't
It's like
surprise me.
They actually like that idea, maybe.
The application isn't really fucked up. The broadcast that you did it is. All right.
Okay,
A fair passing of things, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These things
Yeah,
to
behind
show
closed
you
doors,
this is
different
not someone who's very
if you're like in a
trustworthy. This
private
is not
lobby, but
someone
if Publix,
who have
no,
much
never do this in
credibility
Publix.
whatsoever. They're a massive hypocrite on a million different subjects. But let's finally return to the Google Doc here, okay?
Yes,
So you
fine.
see
At
Kirsche
long
talking about
last.
the first one saying, rather than
take
back
the
up this
Google Doc
outrageous
over that
accusation, the article starts off by talking about my sponsor, Gamer Subs. So then they go on here and say, however, Gamer Subs is in hot water with many VTuber fans due to the behavior of who else?
Shouldn't
but
be
Kirsche,
too long.
an
I will be
anime
right
fox
back.
girl with a knack for sharing
Corner store is
alt-right
just down the
talking
way.
points.
I'm getting
Shedding.
my margarita.
I mean, I don't blame you after having to listen to all of this.
I'll be back. I'll stay in VC though.
All right. Take your time. Yeah, there it is. Gamer subs. No public, no article of admission. Yeah, anime fox girl with a knack for sharing alt-right talking points. I mean, they keep using these words like alt-right and Nazi and everything else. It's like the line from The Princess Bride. I do not think these mean what you think they do.
Oh,
Kirsche has
yeah.
landed
All
herself in
right.
controversy after controversy online due to her right-wing beliefs. At this point,
Oh no, right-wing beliefs. We can't have that now, can we? Everything's alt-right when you're off the cliff left. It's Walter Downs that they mean. Yeah. No, believe me, I've heard alt-right talking points. I've listened to actual members of the alt-right and what they have to say. Kirsche, in comparison, would be called a cook by a lot of them. And a honey trap. And a lot of other things that we can't really say on the stream. This is... Yeah, believe me, she's more middle of the road than anything else by comparison. Same with Asmongold and a lot of these other populist streamers. What they have to say is really more populist and even mainstream middle of the road. It's not right-wing, and it's certainly not alt-right. It's like calling it tea after using the same tea bag for the 10th time, yeah.
Oh no! Are you telling me she had a right-wing belief?
Oh no.
begs the
Anyway.
question whether Gamer Subs will one day pull the plug on the VTuber for good. Do you see the...
It's like, dude, dude. They cannot handle anybody that doesn't believe literally the same thing as them. They're...
Yeah, it's just... Right now, they're just conformity policing. They have to demonize their opposition because their position can't stand on their own otherwise. It really can't. And it really just goes to show how weak Anna Boleyn's position is in the end. Honestly, why can't people just chill and have a nice cup of microwave tea? Well, some mornings when you're in a hurry and you need to warm up the water quickly, you microwave the mug with the water in it. Because, again, you're in a hurry.
Their ideology, their state of mind is so fucking fragile that you cannot take any criticism. Anything. Like, not even the smallest
And
amount.
that's so pathetic.
It's right-wing beliefs, by the way. It's not even like...
And look, I know people are not going to agree with me on everything. I know a lot of you in chat are probably not going to agree with me on a lot of things. And you know what? That's all right. It's okay to disagree with me, just like it's okay for me to disagree with you. No one's going to die from that. No one's existence is going to be wiped out from that. You're not going to shatter into a million pieces and just fade away like dust. That's just part of the normal human experience. It's okay to disagree. And just because you might be offended by something doesn't make it wrong. And doesn't mean that it needs to be silenced. And doesn't mean that it needs to be violently oppressed. Doesn't mean that the person saying something you don't like needs to be harassed by the police. Or go to jail for a non-crime hate incident. It just means that they've said something you disagree with. And that's all right. That's the great thing about people in this world. We can disagree with one another. And you know what? We can also disagree without being disagreeable. That's something a lot of people have forgotten to do. It's okay, as someone who worked in military policing for a few years, I know how to get someone to do what I want, using just a bucket of water and a rag. Yeah, you hand them the bucket of water and a rag, it's like, please, make use of this, wipe down whatever it is. If they don't do it, you just throw the bucket of water on them.
Far-right beliefs, not even like anti-LGBT beliefs or whatever. It's just right-wing beliefs. It's like, do you know how many beliefs are under right-wing beliefs? You know, like how big that umbrella is? That's actually...
Yeah, it's become to the point where everything to the left of Stalin and Mao Zedong is all of a sudden right-wing. Yeah, it's like, here, clean up your own mess, or...
Actually crazy.
The way they're approaching this is all about life ruination. This is about pulling sponsors. This is not about spreading awareness. All it's focusing on is gamer subs and saying, why are they still employing you? Why are they still working with you? You're so
because
bad.
They can, damn it.
You have alt-right talking points, right-wing beliefs. They don't even keep it consistent, which honestly with people like this, anything to the right of Karl Marx is probably alt-right to them.
True.
But anyways,
true.
Kirsche says,
Yeah.
My first time hearing about this supposed controversy, literally, I've been sponsored by GamerSubs since September of 2023. This is a tactic called manufacturing consensus, where activists claim everyone agrees with them to make their points seem legit.
Yep.
No.
Yes, it's called a psyop, or otherwise referred to as a gay op.
Note that this paragraph doesn't cite a single source. Yes, so they are literally just saying everyone's offended.
No, and literally no one's offended because nobody gives a fuck.
They're creating the narrative that everyone is offended in order to make their claims have any sort of meaning whatsoever.
The reason why this happens constantly is because their beliefs, it's two things actually. It's one, they don't actually know what they believe. They have no firm understanding of like actually, and if you want to know that this is the truth, just look at people that debate, like, that are like really like crazy leftists that are like willing to cancel people. Look at those people's beliefs. Look at them try to argue with anybody. None of their beliefs are coherent. They make no sense. So that's the first part, is that they don't actually know what they believe, and they can't even talk about them at all.
They know what is popular and what is considered socially acceptable, at least in their circles, and that's what they conform to. And it's a sort of rigid conformity that they expect out of everyone else. And if they don't get that sort of rigid conformity, then they will proceed to try and cancel people and ruin their lives in an effort to enforce that rigid conformity.
They cannot like have any opposition because their beliefs are so fragile that they shatter under like the bare minimum of scrutiny. So that's why their only play is to silence you. It's to silence you and make it so you cannot ever even remotely not even attack, but you can't even remotely discuss their beliefs. Like, the discussion of their beliefs is illegal because the instant it touches air, it explodes.
And also the sources cited in the article.
It's like nitroglycerin.
Anonymous posts on Reddit. This is hard-hitting journalism in action, ladies and gentlemen. But let's continue on.
And I don't want you guys to misunderstand. I'm not talking about like liberal people. I'm talking about these psycho leftist people. That's what I'm talking about. You can still have a conversation with like a liberal person about like stuff. You just maybe like disagree about like the priorities of like a certain thing. But like these people, their beliefs are so fragile. They have never tested any of their beliefs in any sort of like mental sparring or anything like that. It's nothing.
Here's the headline of the second Vice article, saying VTubing has an elephant in the room. Bigotry. And what's their proof of this? A random 4chan post.
Ooh.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we should be really focusing on as a
random 4chan post saying, please join the 41%, Anna. You will never be a woman. Well, at least the second half of that sentence is true.
Trusted source.
Oh yeah, because that one you can tell. It says here anonymous, so that can be like anyone you want. And in this case, it's Kirsche.
So, again, for the millionth time, Kirsche says, obviously I think harassment is bad. I don't do it, and I tell my fans not to do it. The suggestion made repeatedly in this article that I and my fans endorse harassment is totally false. In fact, fully half of the tweets quoted in this article are from a person who goes by Invented or Bint.
Oh, that person tweeted about me. Bint. That's the person that tweets a lot. They tweet too much.
Who has
yes, please, for the love of God, if you're a VTuber, please don't get anywhere near Bint or Dev. Any of these other people for whom Kirsche lives rent-free in their heads. They are quite unhinged individuals and may possibly even be dangerous. How deceptive. If you didn't know Kirsche or how 4chan works, you might believe the post is from Kirsche herself. Yes, which we've no proof of that. I mean, it's just, for all we know, it's just an anonymous rando on the internet. Okay, so a VTuber, watching a VTuber, watching a VTuber, watching a VTuber. Well, at least 3 of those layers there.
Really harassed me for months. Does Anna Vellens mention this in her article? No. Do I have proof of this harassment, which I would have shared if Vice bothered to ask? Absolutely. Here's some examples. And it's like calling her Ku Klux Kirsche, saying they don't indulge in...
Nobody calls her that. That's literally something made up by Bint and gaslighting Redditors.
It's a cruelty. I take joy in knowing that she...
Ku Klux Kirsche.
I'll react to Rexworth, you react to me, we can add layers to this. It will be the club sandwich of reacts by the time we're all done here.
is burdened by hatred that should burden you in some form, if not from guilt, then from the
Kitsu, yeah, we'll probably talk about the Kitsu thing next.
rightful consequences as
Or already did if you already watched the previous video uploaded before this one.
minimal as people.
I think I've got that one in a tab, I think. And we can talk about it if you're interested, chat.
That led
okay, so the next one is Megalum to do a video, then followed by Aiden.
on my resume. So they're proudly saying that they're going to be the main charge here, trying to get her to financially suffer and lose sponsorships. Again, if you want to know, you can look at this person's profile. Like, it's not a daily obsession. It's not an hourly obsession with Kirsche. It's a by the minute obsession. It is non-stop attempts to engage in life ruination.
Yes, someone else who desperately needs help.
I suspect they're going to continue, but that's the sources being used for these articles. But they continue on and says the article doesn't mention this person that they're using as a source. And also, the article again talks about my sponsor GamerSupps and tries to make it seem like there's some sort of controversy brewing. Here's the words that were in the article. Earlier this week, independent VTuber Rin Penrose announced the end of her partnership with gaming supplement company GamerSupps. According to Penrose, her decision came to due to associations with creators whose views strongly conflict with my own.
Oh yes, it's real. I remember seeing the tweet from Rin about this. Some people speculated it might have had something to do with Cinder being associated with GamerSupps, but a lot of other people thought, well, this is probably because of the whole Kirsche thing. Even Kirsche had a few things to say, rather spicy takes on that whole thing of, you know, I guess this is what, to the effect of, and I am really paraphrasing here, grossly so, that it's like, yeah, I guess it's what you have to do whenever your view count is down, and you know you've sort of built your whole fan base and viewer numbers over almost entirely over YouTube Shorts. That you know you have to sort of grasp at relevancy any way you can, and yeah, seems fairly accurate. Ever since leaving Idle VN, Ren Penrose has been sort of in terms of relevancy and audience numbers and everything else, very much a shell of their former selves. But also, I find it quite sad as someone who had a lot of respect for Ren Penrose. This is a misstep. A tremendous misstep on their part. Yeah, very unwise move to do something like this. And yeah, it just sort of makes it look like a basic bitch in the end. It's like, wow, way to make yourself look like any other rando talking head that you can find on the BBC or ITV or anywhere else in the so-called mainstream media of the UK sphere. But I mean, you know, there's people like that out there. So, whatever.
As well as a lack of communication from the company on this issue. And Kirsche says, look, I love GamerSupps, and that they support VTubers from every side of the political spectrum. That's one of the things that makes them such an amazing partner. That and their awesome supplements. And then she says, crossed out here, use code REV30 for 30% off your advanced
Dude, 30 is more than 10.
GG order. That's very
or Kirsche, or use code Kirsche for 10% off your GamerSupp order. You know, whichever one you want to go to. Or, you know, go to w.com and use code Lord Rexworth for 10% off your order there. I mean, it's your choice. It's a free country. You can do as you like. But yeah.
I hope I continue
See
to
what
work
you're
with
doing there.
Wait, is this real? Hold on.
Shameless
Did that person really
self-promotion.
say that?
I
this real?
believe they did, yes.
Oh, I can't find it.
Oh no, look at that. Apparently started getting too much bad publicity, and looks like our Rin here may have deleted the tweet, hoping we would forget about it. Not realizing the internet is forever.
Probably deleted it. That's so
Oh,
cringe,
that's
man.
Ruby, welcome in. What are we doing? We are reacting to a react video. We've got multiple layers of meta going on here.
gamer subs, but if this effort
The
to cancel
glorious
is successful,
spilling
I
of
have
tea.
to wonder who's
Yes.
next. Well, that's the whole point. And people are already taking the crime boss narrative and using that as fuel to keep going after more sponsors. You're giving people a feedback.
You know, honestly, I'm gonna be real.
I
I'm gonna be
wonder if
real,
they
guys. Go
realize
ahead,
that
keep doing it.
if they make enough statements that can actually go to libel and they can get sued.
Yes, and that's exactly what's going on here with this letter from Kirsche to Vice. And ultimately, spoiler alert, everyone, in case you missed it, Vice pulled all 3 of the articles, including the one saying that Vice stands with Anna Valens. Because even they realize we don't have a leg to stand on legally. And, yeah, Kirsche could hire a lawyer and sue us, and she might actually stand a chance of winning. But at the very least, costing Vice money in litigation.
Keep doing it until like nobody's on your side anymore, and you can't buy or use anything. Just keep going until like you literally like you might as well take it all the way, right? Oh, I don't wanna shop at Walmart because you know Kirsche shops at Walmart. I don't wanna eat McDonald's because Kirsche eats McDonald's. Like
Oh no. I've eaten at McDonald's. Rosso here's eaten at McDonald's. We both shopped at Walmart at some point.
Yep.
And at some point, somewhere, at some point in time, we probably have both said something that somewhere else in the world, someone somewhere else in the world may disagree with. And therefore, taken to its logical extreme, you should not shop or eat at Walmart or McDonald's. Because Rosso and I have been there before. We've shopped at Walmart. We've eaten at McDonald's. And therefore, that somehow, some way, implies an endorsement.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you're all seeing the madness of these arguments. Spilling tea is slang for spilling news, and secrets are simply sharing info, indeed.
they should just go all the way, honestly. And Kirsche should just tell everyone. She should just like make a list of like all of the services that she uses, like, you know, I don't know, freaking Target, Walmart. Just put everything on there.
Sam's Club, Costco.
And then the other person should just like not use anything that like Kirsche uses, and Kirsche
What
just
was?
update the list so like everybody can see like which establishments to avoid until like literally there's nothing left.
Blue. When you're you as a
Exactly.
sponsor
I mean,
drops
might
you
as
in one of
well,
these
yeah.
cancellation campaigns, you're rewarding their
Oh,
insane behavior.
we do
their
have
life
some
ruination campaigns.
Did you know that Hitler
Very
and
deliciousness.
Kirsche drank water and breathed air?
No! Hitler and Kirsche both drank water and breathed air. Well, Rosso, you and I, we drink water and we breathe air too. We shouldn't be doing that.
Oh no. I guess we should die then.
Whatever is this world coming to?
That's true. That's true, Rin Penrose. That's true.
God, that's just so
You sure you want to do that? In fact, you know what? You're probably breathing a little bit of the same air that Hitler breathed. If you think about it.
Oh,
The
no!
odds of it. Hold on.
We can't have
What are
that.
the odds with every breath?
We Brits cannot be caught breathing the same air as the Jerrys. That
Oh,
simply is unacceptable.
That's so grand.
That you breathed the same air as Hitler did. In one breath, 0.5 liters, 10 to the 22 molecules.
I have a feeling either Grok or ChatGPT answered this one. The probability of inhaling at least one molecule from a specific breath, e.g. one of Hitler's, is determined by the ratio of molecules from that breath to the total in the atmosphere. Since Hitler's exhaled molecules, 10 to the 22nd power, are now mixed in the atmosphere, 10 to the 44th power, the fraction of his breath's molecules in any given volume of air is about 10 to the 22nd power divided by 10 to the 44th power, which equals 10 to the negative 22nd power. In one breath, 0.5 liters, or 10 to the 22nd power molecules, the expected number of molecules from Hitler's specific breath is 10 to the 22nd power times 10 to the negative 22nd power, which equals 1. The probability of not inhaling any of his molecules follows a Poisson distribution, where the probability of 0 molecules is e to the negative first power, which roughly equals 0.37. Thus, the probability of inhaling at least one molecule is 1 minus 0.37, which equals 0.63, or about 63%. Now, the caveats: this assumes perfect mixing, which is an oversimplification. Some molecules could be trapped or lost, such as in the water or the soil, but the atmosphere's mixing is thorough enough over the decades. The calculation applies to any specific person's breath from the past, not just Hitler's. You're equally likely to breathe molecules exhaled by anyone from that era. Over a lifetime, Hitler exhaled far more than one breath, increasing the total number of his molecules in circulation, making the odds even higher if considering any of his breaths. So, the final answer: with each breath, there's a roughly 63% chance that you have inhaled at least one molecule from a specific breath exhaled by Hitler, assuming perfect atmospheric mixing. If considering all his breaths, the probability approaches near certainty.
The expected number of molecules from Hitler's specific breath is 10 to the 22 times 10 to the 10 to the power of negative 22 equals 1. The probability of not inhaling any of his molecules, followed by the...
I probably shouldn't have read all that, because Leaflet's doing it for us.
e to the negative 1,
Oh
approximately
my.
0.37. This, the probability of
The fact
inhaling
that
at
this
least
is
one
absolutely
molecule
hilarious.
is
With
about
the math.
63%. So the odds of you inhaling a single molecule that actually was breathed by Hitler is 63% per breath. Actually, 63% per breath. That's pretty fucking
Cue the absolute molding and seething from some people.
high. Honestly, that's pretty fucking high. Oh, no. Wait, the probability of
See, this is why some people are.
thus the
This is why some
improbability
people are
of
terminally
inhaling at least
online. They
one
don't want to.
molecule
They don't want to breathe
one-
in the Hitler.
Yeah.
minus 0.37, so about 0.63, which is 63%.
So what percent Hitler does that make me? I don't know. There's like maybe 0.37 or 10 to the 22nd power, or 0.5 liters, perhaps. I don't know. Just do the math. Figure it out for yourself. I can't be bothered. I can't. I'm like the professor in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It's like, well, I can't figure out just 2. So let's just pretend you opened 200. Now, in addition to opening 200 and being dreadfully sick, you know, there's 10 and 20% and blah, 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 and whatever.
Yeah.
2? What do you mean you only opened 2?
With each breath, there's a...
Rexworth basically saying, wow, educate yourself. Look, I've got an MBA in finance, and even I am just saying, it's like, this is too much fucking math, especially after I've had about 2 or 3 margaritas and a couple of mojitos. I am all mathed out for the evening. It is a not 0% chance. Let's just put it that way.
63% chance that you inhale at least one molecule from a specific breath exhaled by Hitler, assuming perfect atmospheric mixing. If considering all of his breaths, the probability approaches certainty. So if you if considering all of his breaths ever, like throughout his life, then it would be like almost like 100% basically with every breath.
Yeah, it's almost like survivability on a long enough timeline. Survivability for any human being is 0%.
That you take. Yeah. Thanks for the bits, Remy. Thank you. I'm very happy to join the stream here. That calculated Hitler's breath content. Yeah, well, I mean, they probably shouldn't breathe the air anymore because, but yeah, it's the odds there. So yeah, I mean, probably
one of those instances where you're sort of glad we have AI tools to sort of answer those questions.
Gotta switch your air source off of the Earth.
Yeah.
Probably something not from Earth.
Yeah.
And you're encouraging them even further. But now we move on to the third article where it's titled Waypoint Stands with Anna Vellens. And they show posts from other people that's now being attributed to Kirsche once again. And they're showing suggestions on Throne, a wish list website.
Thanks for the bits, Remy.
This is one of them, for example. They're showing this on social media saying it continues, referring to the
classic clown costume, $22.50.
Wait, what?
Okay.
I've got a throne too, by the way. There's the throne page. It's there in the chat. And unlike Anna Vellens, I don't have any suggestions to get myself a clown costume.
But also,
because that would just be
very
stupid.
Important discovery here made by Curry Ringe.
Wait, what? What? The clown suit was like. That's it.
I think the clown costume would be an improvement for Anna Vellens, if I'm being totally honest.
Important. This is referring to the third.
Oh, it's a men's clown suit. Wait, there's a difference? Wait, there's a difference?
Yes, of course. There's girl clowns and there's boy clowns. And Anna Vellens is, I mean, let's just be real. They're not really a woman, and they're never going to be a woman. They're a man. That's a man, baby, yeah.
Article. There was a change. There was a change to the article the day after. And now
Classy
some of the
clock.
content
Go check my
Oh
clown
my
suit.
is
god.
missing. Well, what content? As you can see here, they're going after.
Who's that
Oh
loser?
my lord.
Now, also.
Yeah, who is that? That's not a loser. That is a mega based and super cool VTuber. And one of my Oshis. Actually, in this screen cap, I've got two of my Oshis here. We've got Kirsche and we've got Leaflet.
By the way, but they're showing these screenshots of the harassment campaign going on. But
Yeah, you are a man. You cannot be a lesbian. I mean, lie not found when it comes down to Vellens.
they show this right here, right at the forefront. Now, if you look at this, it says with the name Black.
Oh yeah, that has got to live rent free in Anna Vellens' head, right there. The fact that someone had the absolute gall to just straight up say that you are a man, you cannot be a lesbian.
Curious.
It says vor. That says vor.
Yeah, why is
Moshiko, thank
what-
you.
what's
I
this
understand
doing
that
in-
Andrew Tate actually meant that he really.
when he said breathe air?
You cannot be a lesbian, referring to Anna Vellens. And of course, this is posted in the Vor subreddit. Interesting. But here's
Yeah.
the problem.
It says
Funny
1 second
choice,
ago.
that.
Look at the screenshot. Posted 1 second
Wait, how did that happen? Wait,
Oh.
ago.
what?
Either Anna
Oh,
Vellens has
no.
the fastest reaction speed in the entire world,
Do they sock puppet this shit?
or this is
Maybe.
possibly a
I mean, that would not
manufactured
surprise me. Some sock puppeting going on.
piece of supposed evidence here that they likely created
How
themselves
indeed.
to paint
Man.
themselves as a victim of
Yeah, Anna wrote an article about Vor at some point, and now it's misunderstood. Yeah, sure,
an
misunderstood.
anonymous user sending a
They can't even do that right.
Yeah, if you're gonna, Anna, if you're gonna, top tip for you, if you're gonna sock puppet something, at least give it about 30 seconds to a couple of minutes.
Fabricate it right.
Yeah, literally fake and gay.
What can you do? What can you do
hateful
correct?
message. This is a really terrible look for Vice. It was Vice's article trying to defend Anna Vellens, and this is the type of evidence they're producing. It looks highly manufactured, if we're being honest. This looks really suspicious. You see this all the time on places like Twitter where people are like, I'm being harassed. Here's a hate message. And, you know, they forget
Yeah, it's the old thing about, you know, there's bound to be some skeletons in the cupboard, and if we can't find anything, we'll just put something there.
to
And they just
crop out certain
cell phone.
things, or they have
Yeah.
situations like this posted 1 second ago. This looks incredibly suspicious. But let's continue on with this Google Doc. So
I love the little
again, Kirsche says,
boobos.
harassment is bad.
And the
one should
gold
do it.
stars.
I tell my fans not to. But then the article says everything she's going through. But I'll sum it up. Anna's being attacked for simply...
Dude, that.
Oh no, they're being attacked.
Just
that
for
subreddit
asking
was fucking
questions.
Crazy when Attack on Titan was airing, especially like the early seasons.
I love the positioning of this one particular bow. Looks like it's tied to the back of my hair. Chat, is this a cute look for me? Do I look quite stylish this way?
Oh my lord.
Must have been wild.
asking questions about certain areas of the VTubing community, which she's an active part of. When you see what this whole active
No,
part
she's
of,
not.
where
No,
they're trying to
Anna Valens is
focus
not an
on
active
this
part of it.
Tokyo Ghoul too. Tokyo Ghoul.
by going after big
Man.
names for clout. But of course, Kirsche responds saying, just asking questions. Look, I read those articles pretty carefully. I do not see a lot of questions.
Very regal.
I see a lot of statements based on Reddit threads and other anonymous sources. This seems very targeted at me and why. I'm an anime fox girl, VTuber, your vice. What the F? Also, this happened
True.
in the article. The time for games is over. The irony is
Listen to yourself sounding so serious. The time for games is over.
totally dead. We are still talking about VTubing, right? Anyway, not to be all you started it, but you literally started it. There was
I mean,
no
when they did start it, you might as well just say you literally fucking started it.
controversy. No one, apart from a few anonymous internet trolls, Vice quotes in its articles, which
You can find those people
some of the
anywhere.
examples, was butthurt about me and what I was doing or saying on my stream until you started writing articles calling me a Nazi, and now you're calling me a bully and saying it's time to start.
I like how these people always call people bullies when they're literally like doing the bullying. They're the
Yes.
ones literally like trying to dox people, like ruin other people's lives, like actually send like try to swat them and actually like attempt to get people killed. Like
This is what we call projection.
it's crazy. Yeah, it's wild.
Start a war. This is a 2018 cancel culture style article all over again. Or is this VTuber gate, which is the phrase they're trying to use, by the way, which is absolutely embarrassing. Anyway, it's getting pretty
We should just call it that.
tiresome. Someone
Yeah.
says something you don't agree with.
It's like, you know how
Start-
we shit on
First there was Gamergate, now there's VTubergate. And come to find out, there's even more weaponized autism with VTubergate than there was with Gamergate.
Gamergate now. We should just call it that.
saying they're controversial, name drop a bunch of brands they work with, play the victim card, or rage tweet at them until their sponsors bail. This is the playbook used over and over again. And here is the final page saying, anyway, if you're just asking questions, I have one. How come in the middle of
Oh,
Suga, welcome in. You're on stream,
Hello
by the
there.
way.
Not what I was
all this,
expecting, because
Annabelle
Discord
just
wasn't
asked-
telling me we're streaming.
Yeah. I'm streaming right now. We're just doing some video reacts.
I'll see my way out. My bad.
No worries, man. You're good. You're good.
Have fun.
All right.
asking people to buy her gifts on Throne?
These people
Yeah.
have no shame.
What's up with that? In the midst of all this, Anna Valens is like, oh, by the way, I've got a throne. Buy me some shit.
Surely
There's
this
no
isn't
shame.
just a big branding
Oh
opportunity
my
for someone who
God.
wants to become a definitive VTuber journo, right? Right? Seems awfully suspicious.
Big thonkies emoji there.
Now here's the important part. I don't want to go to court over this, but if you keep calling me a Nazi and keep calling for my sponsors to drop me, what else am I supposed to do?
True.
Seriously, Vice, is this
Yeah.
what you want? You want to be the PC police for VTubers?
Not a good look for you, Vice. Not a good look. You positioned yourselves originally as supposed to be the edgy types who were fighting against this sort of thing, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, we're going to be the establishment's bitch. That would have been me, lol, but I saw it was a streamer in VC. That's alright, it's all good.
On your front page right now, you have articles about crazy, horny mud truckers and how cool it is to be goth in Ukraine right now. But my stream is too controversial.
I mean, it's not just cool to be a goth in Ukraine. It is, I would dare say, it is cool to be a big titty goth girl anywhere in the world. Anywhere.
Yes.
I don't care where you are. You could be in swamplands and in the middle of the Amazon jungle, or you could be at the North Pole. And if you are a big titty goth girl, you are cool. And you're probably also hot. And I would probably like to be between your thighs right now. I mean, what? Anyway.
I'm asking
And the donkey. Let's not forget about the donkey fucking.
Oh, yes. Can't forget about that. Yeah. So, crazy horny mud truckers and donkey fuckers and, big titty goth girls in Ukraine.
Not saying that will get clipped. Please take these articles down and stop pretending there's a controversy where there isn't. I promise if you do, I'll go back to streaming and you can go back to reporting on the Berlin Sex Toy Expo or whatever it is.
That actually sounds like something they would do.
It does. It really does.
Kirsche.
I love that.
I think this
That
is
was
a
great.
fantastic response
Amazing.
to what's going on here. Somehow making this funny while also addressing a serious cancellation campaign
Yes.
being spearheaded.
Having a sense of humor and also saying, basically, Vice, you need to take a big step back and literally fuck your own face. I don't know what sort of pan-Pacific bullshit you think you're trying to pull here, but VTubing is our territory. So, you think you got something here, you better think again, because you are going to have to get a goddamn UN resolution to try and fight us back. We are talking scorched earth, motherfucker. We will massacre you. We will fuck you up. Or she will, anyway.
By Vice trying to engage in life ruination, and they.
The funny thing is, have you guys ever seen people that are like more woke try to do this kind of document? Like, well, not
And
even
they
just
do a
document, they
piss
try to
poor
do,
job
like, a
of it,
sarcastic,
too.
Funny video, and it's always so fucking bad. I literally saw one today. I'm trying to see if I can find it.
This one, she did
They
not.
just won't give up. The people involved with these posts and articles.
Well, this one from
no
Kirsche,
credibility
this
for
was
massive hypocrites,
gold.
And they're trying to make a name for themselves in various ways and on various platforms. And it's so obvious what they're doing. As always, support Kirsche in this. That's going to do it for this video. As always, feel
Yes,
free to share your
please.
thoughts about today's topics in the comments.
Stand with
down below.
Foxu.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video.
I'll link you guys. To
And I'll see
Rev.
you next time.
I'll link you guys over to Rev over here.
Yeah, I will.
But
I'll do the same here
it
for.
was like, it was a person being smug. Oh wait, let me see if I can find it. It was a person being smug about people. It was a person being smug
Original link there in the chat for everyone.
about people coming here from Africa. I swear to you, I'm trying to find it. I can't find it.
Probably something to do
They
with
were being
the Afrikaners from South Africa, which we've got a tab for that. But anyways, yeah, that's from our beloved leaflet. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you never miss an update. If you have any thoughts, questions, or ideas for future videos, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. You can also follow me on Twitter @LordRexworth for more updates and behind-the-scenes content. And if you want to support the channel, check out my Coffee or Throne pages. Links are in the description. Finally, be sure to visit LordRexworth.com and follow me across all platforms. That's LordRexworth.com. Until next time, I wish you all the best, and God bless.